There was a time not long ago when man was able to work, pull up his bootstraps. He could buy a piece of land, build a business, raise his family, and he was considered the hero. People didn't whisper about him behind his back. They didn't resent him. And in fact, asked him how he did it. Success was American. Somewhere along the warped continuum of what I call the Q timeline, pride turned into a punchline. Ambition became suspicion, and achievement became something that you had to apologize for. In today's video, I'm going to ask you a simple question. What's wrong with wanting what's best for your family? Tell me in the comments below. Greetings, truck lovers and truth seekers. Rolling along America's highway, you're tuned in to the Truth in Broadcasting Network. Critical thinking fueled by faith, sanctioned by God. When did actually caring about your own future become offensive to the people that simply refuse to build a successful life? Coming up in this video, I'm going to talk about something that really shouldn't even be an issue today, but it is. A recent Business Insider article that spills the truth, some of the wealthiest people talking about something they deal with. I'm going to share with you something you need to know about and maybe haven't thought about recently. If these kind of conversations are what interest you, do me a favor, go down below and hit the like button. Help this message go out to more people just like you. The economy is different for every one of us. It's different for all of us today compared to 30 years ago, especially. Featured in an article from Business Insider is a story linked below. I encourage you to read. In this story, it features information about some of the wealthiest people who got up to figure out that life on top isn't as cut and dry as they thought. They find success to be latent with feelings of loneliness. But the author of the same article noted the same truth to be from the other direction as well. Almost to the point that those of us who haven't had that same feeling of success that they have feel like they can't relate. You see, the economy today isn't a single story. It isn't one experience. It isn't one simple reality. For some, the economy feels like a rope tightening around their neck. For others, it feels like a rocket launching. Different expectations, different pressures, different possibilities. And the divide between the middle class and the wealthy has only widened, not just financially, but socially. Think about it. In a recent video, Donald Trump was heard talking about his thoughts on the economy, his job on the economy, and how others have viewed success.
And I'm pleased to report that today the United States has the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation anywhere. We have the greatest economy right now. A lot of people don't see that.
In reading the comments under the video, they come to be quite telling about the divide I mentioned earlier when describing their thoughts about Donald Trump. One said, he's so disconnected from reality. Him being disconnected is a danger to the United States. That one comment shows how quickly people jump from disagreement to personal judgment. Another commenter wrote, while he's been president, Trump's wealth has increased by billions. When I read that, I thought, well, wait a minute. Hold on just a second, because this comment is doing exactly what I'm hoping to make you aware of in this video right now. And that is the commenter is trying to turn his presidency and his success of it and prior to it into suspicion. Now, I get it. Everybody's sharply divided in this country about a man who by his very nature started a campaign of divide and conquer. I get that. But when you pit his success and wealth against those of others in his same position, think about it. Wealth increasing is not automatically evidence of corruption. A person's net worth can rise and fall from a number of different issues. Market growth, real estate values. Nothing about those facts inherently proves wrongdoing, but yet half the country thinks one way, the other half thinks another. If the same logic were applied to previous administrations, nobody would want to be president. If you apply the same standard to earlier presidencies, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden, all of them, every single one of them became dramatically wealthier. Every single one of them sold books, signed media deals, and they did all this after they left office. But nobody's sitting here saying, wow, their wealth increased. They must be corrupt. So let me ask you, why do you think people react the way they do? Put down in the comments. I'm actually intrigued by this conversation and this concept because everywhere you go, people are divided. And I'm not just talking about the presidency. I'm talking about the idea of wealth and success. It, by its nature, creates suspicion. Why do you think that is? Challenge me. Comment below. I want to know. Now, look, I'm not defending the presidency, and I'm not trying to be political on this show. Instead, I'm asking a very important question, but using him as a basis by which to start the conversation. When did our lives turn from admiring those who have succeeded in life to hating those who are? As I speak, there are several people. One such individual who is admired has been successful for a great many decades. Seldom do you see negative press on or about this man. I want to say he's one of the most studied and most respected and quoted in very many financial publications, was front and center at a recent shareholder meeting unlike any other. Berkshire Hathaway's 60th annual shareholder meeting with and featuring Warren Buffett. It was his farewell to the board, from which, according to a news article, a news source, it is one that he'll be stepping away from, a legacy moment, if you will. It's considered a farewell. And in this, it talked about lessons for CEOs. He shared quite a bit of information. There's a 2-hour and 41-minute video linked through the CBC. I'll try and put the link in the show notes. But he brought up a couple of points I wanted to bring up to you. First one I took note of is envy and greed walk hand in hand. Buffett warned that envy, not greed, is the real corrosive force in society today. Realize envy transforms someone else's win into a personal wound. It turns admiration into suspicion. Folks, people are successful all over this place. Doesn't automatically mean they've done something wrong. The second lesson is greatness isn't measured by money, it's measured by impact. He shared in his shareholder meeting that true greatness is found in the lives you touch, the value you deliver, and the people you lift up. Greatness isn't measured by money, it's measured by impact. So if you go doing something, you want to know it made a difference. Just like the video here today. If what I'm talking about helps you in any way or makes an impact, please consider subscribing. Mr. Buffett was asked indirectly during his last meeting on the impact of tariffs. Here's what he had to say.
Trade should not be a weapon. And the United States, we've won. I mean, we have become an incredibly important country starting from nothing. And it's a big mistake in my view.
Trump, you might want to take notice. Sometimes the best medicine is moderation. Life gets a whole lot easier when you stop hating success and you start learning from it. Trump, you may be successful. You may be well-intentioned, and you may also be well-thought. But take it from a man who's been in business 60 years. Sometimes even you have things to learn, my friend. From a trucking standpoint, think about this. We've got a lot to learn. Resenting people who are successful will inhibit your ability to learn anything. I mean, think of it like this. If you spend all your time worried about the storm in the Rockies, you'll never make it to Anaheim if you've never left Lansing. If you want to know how to be successful, ask questions. Don't resent the people that are. Success can be a teacher if you'll let it. Envy is the pothole that blows your tire before you get where you're going. My friends, stop looking at winners like they stole something from you. Successful people can actually teach you a thing or two. Friends, if we do that, you, me, and everybody out here will be better off tomorrow than we are today. Here's looking at you, kid.